We begin tonight with crews gaining control of a massive fire that broke out earlier today at a propane facility near 40th Street in Washington. Fire sparked around 5 p.m. and people in the area reported hearing explosions and seeing propane tanks shooting hundreds of feet into the air.
Here is a map of where the fire was burning. It was close enough to the light rail that eastbound trains had to be diverted from the area. Tonight we've learned that service has since returned to normal. And tonight we're finally getting a bird's eye view of the aftermath of the fire. Sky 12 flying over the scene just an hour ago or so, showing the damage that it brought to the area. Good evening, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us for 12 News at 10. I'm Kariba Devine.
I'm Mark Curtis. Our reporting team has been on top of this fire since it first started. We have team coverage on just how dangerous this fire actually was.
Team 12's Jonathan McCall is joining us live near 40th Street in Washington. And Jonathan, what is the latest there on the firefight?
Yeah, you know what, Mark and Karibe, things have definitely changed in the last hour or so. Phoenix fire crews have actually left the scene after drenching this area with water for hours. Take a look at this metal mountain of melted mess with all of these propane tanks. This is what it looks like right now. That is one of those propane tanks that caused that massive inferno earlier this evening. You can see where it's just completely lining this area, that right there. That's also a truck that was caught in the mess, now burned to a crisp. Tonight, Phoenix fire crews trying to piece together exactly how this all started this afternoon. This was the scene just after 5 o'clock Thursday evening. Phoenix fire crews called to 40th Street in Van Buren for a propane business that had tanks on fire, those flames quickly spreading to other tanks, triggering a massive 4-alarm inferno that poured smoke into the skies of the East Valley. Phoenix Fire says no injuries reported, no other structures were damaged. But the big concern for fire crews on scene, those propane tanks, some of them being launched like missiles into the air, even 500 yards, because of the intense heat from the flames. Fire crews say people in a 1-mile area were ordered to self-evacuate. Anthony DeWitt says he was driving home, saw the smoke, and initially thought it was his apartment on fire.
There was a bunch of explosions. It was rocking the side of this building. You could see the glass. I thought they were all going to bust out.
These types of propane tanks, they have a bleeder valve. That allows, when they catch on fire, to bleed until all of the propane actually exits the bottle. The challenge here is we have very, very large, probably 400 or 500 gallon propane tanks as well that we use to fill these types of things. So we need to let those bleed out. And the concern, obviously, we don't want those to get so hot that they would explode. As long as they're venting with the fire, then they're safe. And we're doing a good job of keeping the containers cool with ladder trucks, as you can see, spraying water on those large propane tanks as well as on the structure just to the north that's on fire.
All of this happening on yet another record warm day in Phoenix. Fire crews from nearby agencies were called in to help in the firefight. Despite the flames and smoke being so close to Phoenix Sky Harbor, we're told it did not impact operations. Back live now again, you can back out live now again. You can see just how intense this fire was. Again, that truck just completely burned to a crisp, along with all of these other propane tanks just completely burned and charred from the intense heat from this fire. One thing we have learned that a nearby airport parking lot that was holding some cars, Sundance Airport parking, we're told that some cars did sustain some damage as a result of this fire. We did reach out to that airport parking this evening. They tell us they are now closed as a result. Did not provide a whole lot of details, but they say that they will provide more details on exactly their damage tomorrow. Our team coverage continues tonight with Team 12's Adriana Loya, who is also here talking with witnesses who saw these intense flames and that smoke and heard those pops from those explosions.
No matter the vantage point, the sights and sounds of propane tank explosions felt by many Thursday afternoon when a propane business caught on fire.
The flames were insane.
Dakota Long shared this video with 12 News, showing the intense large flames on 48th Street between Van Buren and Washington Street. Multiple propane tanks can be seen flying into the air, in some cases up to 500 feet away. as the inferno caused a series of explosions.
We just kept hearing banging, banging, banging.
And it was the sound of those explosions that first alerted Silvestre Becerra and coworkers something was on fire nearby.
Yeah, from the office, we just saw all the black smoke, and by the magnitude of it, we just knew it was a loss. We saw the flames, and it was literally like 50 feet in the air. And after every propane tank exploded, you can just feel the heat. And we were maybe like 100 or so yards away, but you can definitely feel the flames. It was so hot. It was really crazy.
Flames also impacting nearby businesses, but also
that there is an animal shelter right here, and we did see them taking out some of those animals probably to some safety area.
Thankfully, all safe. Witnesses telling 12 News they felt the ground shake when the explosions were going on.
Something I've never experienced. It was really crazy.
The flames were ultimately put off about 2 hours later. Adriana Loya, 12 News.